welcome to another recording of Nerdcular Warfare, the most ridiculous nerdy debate show. And I will debate you on that. Yes, sir. Although no one's debated me yet about it. It's really a lot of fun. The purpose of the show is to have our four contestants get a chance to argue against each other in 3 big rounds of ridiculous pairings of things that might happen, never in any scenario, but it's fun to consider anyway. Every single show has a completely different setup, so even if you watch multiple shows, you'll never get bored because it's so fun. I would like to introduce our contestants for today. Playing with us today is Peapod. Peapod, introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. My name is Peapod. I am an ex-radio personality. I am a podcaster. I am a professional wrestling commentator for Ruthless Pro Wrestling. We're based out of Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. And I'm a big old nerd, so I'm ready to argue with a bunch of other big old nerds.
Perfect. Todd, tell us about yourself.
My name is Todd Matthy. I am the creator of Robots vs. Princesses for Dynamite, and I am going to be launching a Kickstarter for my new wrestling comic, Disciple, starting next week.
Exciting. Tanner, make sure to unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Tanner. Primarily, I work for the Toledo Fire and Rescue Department. However, I do dabble in acting and writing, I suppose, so you can check me out in the local Toledo area with that. And I have a few of my own nerdy productions in the pipeline, so maybe if I'm ever on, I could plug that. But yeah, for now, I'm ready to debate with some other fellow nerds.
Perfect. Andrew!
I'm Andrew. I am the general manager of Up and Away Comics in the greater Cincinnati area. My title is actually MODOK over there. That is the joys of working in a comic shop. You get to pick the most evil names you can. So I am ready to start this tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Perfect. So do people have to call you MODOK when they come in? Does anyone even know that your name is Andrew at all?
They know me as Andrew unless they displease me. So then it's MODOK.
Love it. Love it so much. All right. So for everybody that's watching, our scenario today is a four-peat. And you won't understand what four-peat means until I give you this first round of pairings, and then probably you'll be able to figure what I'm talking about. So first round pairing is going to be Peapod and Todd. I'm going to give you, this is going to be 2 people this time. Oftentimes we do like a person and an object, but this is going to be 2 people that you're going to get. Okay, so Peapod, your first person is going to be Green Lantern.
Which Green Lantern?
It will become apparent in a moment.
Okay.
Todd.
Yes.
Your first person is Deadpool.
All right.
There's a commonality between these 2 characters.
Okay.
Okay. Peapod. Your other person is John McClane from Die Hard. Okay. And Todd. Your second player is Frank Moses from the movie Red.
Okay.
So you may have figured out that in your round, your first 2 people and your last 2 people are played by the exact same actors. So in this case, it takes away your argument of that your actor is better. So you're going to have to rely on your knowledge on the character. Or if you just know a whole bunch about the actors, you can regale us with that as well. All right. So the scenario that your pairing are in is that they're both competing head to head with each other in American Ninja Warrior, which is the best show, I've got to say. All right, so in this round, Peapod goes first for arguing.
All right. When did the timer started? I am as prepared as I will be. All right, so of course, Green Lantern can has the ability to fly, and already, Hal is in great shape, so he can dominate the course as well. John McClane, while a no nonsense cop, he climbed and hid in a building for goodness sake multiple times in multiple crazy and dangerous situations. And while the American Ninja course can be a little bit of difficulty traversing, that does not mean that the combination of both Green Lantern and John McClane, can work very well together. So I think it'd be an easy day for both of them. And of course, if you can't reach something or you can't get to the height, well, you have a ring that can take you there with the power of will. So I think my two gentlemen will be just fine in the American Ninja course.
Perfect. There you go, Todd.
All right, so American Ninja Warrior. All right, that guy's name again. What's that guy's name again? He's got Moses. So he's gonna go. He's just gonna be. He's a tough guy, but I think what's gonna happen is that eventually age is gonna catch up to him. As for Deadpool, he's a spry super soldier, so he's gonna be jumping around, flipping around, probably making some obscene gestures at the audience, definitely. And then he's going to probably be, flipping off the hosts, and then he's going to then he'll finish the course in no time. So we're gonna go with Deadpool. All right, I yield my time.
All right, there's 9 seconds. He's left for you. People, if you want to steal it.
I will go ahead and steal it. So yes, of course, Deadpool can flip and do everything, but the whole point of the ring, the whole point of the Green Lantern ring, they can traverse anything by sheer willpower. If you can think it, if you can believe in it, you can get it. So he can get any kind of situation past the little monkey bars over the river, or like the vertical wall, which if you're talking about climbing and sheer strength, John McClane can go past, and even though his he has such force behind him, and of course with Frank and his age catching up with him, like you said, he's gonna have a hard time even just climbing up stairs, for the goodness sake. Guns won't help you in American Ninja course. Obscene gestures and swords and maximum effort won't get you anywhere. It's sheer willpower and strength and determination, and both Green Lantern and John McClane can have those.
All right, Todd.
All right. Well, the thing about Deadpool is that he has a healing factor, so he can endure the pain. So if his muscles are starting to feel tendons, they'll start to heal up very fast. What's next would be so he should have no trouble getting past this. Next would be our good. So that's it.
Leave it. Peapod, you can steal it if you want it.
I think I'm good.
All right, he's gonna say done. All right. Okay, let's bring our other contestants back on. All right, what do you guys think? Andrew, give us your feedback.
I think Peapod wins that one. Good argument, good use of time. Right down to the second, even with the steal of the additional 9 seconds. So yeah, I definitely think Peapod wins that one.
Okay. What do you think, Tanner?
I also got to go with Peapod with this one. Although I got to say, Todd, you painted a picture of like a great rock show or something that I'd want to go see. Deadpool flipping around, flipping off the judges. That's awesome. What Peapod focused on is how to use their abilities to finishing the course. And I think that's just kind of what tipped the scales for me.
Okay. Good points.
Although I would like to deduct a minuscule point for nobody quoting any of these people. Peapod did quote a little bit of Deadpool, but come on, no yippee-ki-yay, no in brightest day. Come on.
I feel like
if he would have gone with the oath, I would have just gave him all my points, everything.
You know what?
There.
That's a fair point. I would give, and I also would go see that rock show with Deadpool flipping around and flipping people off. So I like all of that. But yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I think that when you're not being the person that's arguing, it's like a little bit easier to kind of like wrap your mind around what other arguments there could be. So yeah, don't freak out if you're like, oh, I can't think of anything else. Remember, it's a game show baloney, so you can.
It's tough. It's like you're in that 1 minute and you're just like, words, So yeah, I get it.
Get in the zone. All right, next round's Tanner and Andrew. Let's pull them up. All right, my friends. You get to still do the same scenario, okay? So you're still in the American Ninja Warrior, which you have to say it that way. I hear that it's true. So here are your pairings. This is going to be fun. Tanner, your first character is blue shirt guy from Free City. Right? Andrew, you get Van Wilder. See what we're doing here? Okay. Tanner, your second character is
they have all the fire.
Corbin Dallas from The Fifth Element.
All of it. But they have some of the fire force.
And Andrew, you get Hardigan from Sin City. Okay. Out the gate first is going to be Tanner getting his first minute.
All right.
Are you prepared?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right. Minutes on the clock.
Okay, here we go. So blue shirt guy, he is the definition of dynamic arc, right? He starts here, he ends here. He's a slave. He's a free man. He can do whatever he wants. He is going to wreck American Ninja Warrior. This guy is jumping off buildings. I mean, he's fighting doppelgangers of himself. They're like 4 times his size. So he's got strength. He's got dexterity. He's got agility. He's got it all. But not only that, we've got Corbin Dallas, who is Bruce Willis in his prime. He still had hair at that point. This guy is crawling along outside of buildings, jumping off of like spaceship-esque floating cars and things like that, while evading gunfire. This guy can do it all. I mean, yeah, we had Die Hard and John McClane in the previous round, but this is truly Bruce Willis's piece de resistance. There is no way that anybody is beating this tag team on any given day. Also, we know that blue shirt guy and free guy works really well with the whole buddy cop thing, which we know Bruce Willis does in spades. There is no way anybody can stop these two behemoths when they're put together.
Oh, that's really great arguing. Andrew!
Look, you don't have to worry about the buddy cop thing because Van Wilder's already going to take care of it. But he didn't go to school for 14 years to not be a master at something. Just doesn't matter. Plus, he's got to get a little bit ahead of everybody with a little bit of some cream-filled donuts. We may not know what's in them, but I'm sure that's going to make them a little heavy when they're running. But Hardigan's also the one out there who goes after those yellow bastards all the time to try and take care of stuff. He's going to be right up on top of that course in Ninja Warrior, running around, trying to save the people that he really cares about, because that's what matters for him, whether it's the end of the course or not. Van Wilder, though, yeah, he's going to be a little bit slower being that college student, but it doesn't matter. He's just going to take that go-kart right across the water, right across the wall, no problems whatsoever. And then right in the end, just flip everybody off the way that he always truly does. And Hardigan will be right there with him the entire time because, hey, it's the way the city works.
Great rebuttal, Tanner.
Okay, Van Wilder went to school for 14 years for a reason. He doesn't finish anything. He's not finishing this race. Hell, I bet he's going to see the first hot girl that he can, and then he's just going to check out. He's going to be so landlocked that he's not going to move. And then we got Hardigan, who's an old cop, barely hanging on. You know, that's his whole thing. He's like a grizzled cop, right? So I'm really struggling with the idea of him having any amount of dexterity or agility. Are we in a bar fight? Maybe he's got it. Not American Ninja Warrior. I just don't see it happening. So Meanwhile, we've got Blue Shirt Guy who literally defies like his own programming. So really is limitless when you think about it. Also another Bruce Willis cameo Easter egg comment there. Limitless, right? No, that's fine. So Corbin Dallas, rather. Sorry, I lost my place. Corbin Dallas, however, again is able to. Well, I'm out of time. It's fine. I made my point.
Andrew.
See, just like Corbin Dallas, he doesn't want to be there. You didn't want to finish your time. Corbin didn't want to deal with any of that stuff. He's not going to be there to do it. He's just going to do what he has to get rid of the person he's found now. Whereas Hardigan is going to keep going and going to make sure Nancy can help him at the end. And by the way, you mentioned that Ben Wilder is going to be, first girl. Yeah, what do you think Hardigan's carrying with him? He's going to be carrying Nancy. Jessica Alba, Ryan Reynolds' characters in every movie goes after her. It doesn't matter. So he's going to be right up on that wall right next to him just so he can go get Jessica's phone number. That's the way that works. Hardigan, again, Corbin Dallas is great and all, but 357 Magnum says a lot to Corbin Dallas, who doesn't really want to do stuff. He can easily pull ahead of it there the entire time, and it's not like he's got the rest of the ship coming to help him. It's just him by himself. So Hardigan's going to take an easy lead over that, and Blue Shirt Guy, he's a computer program. Ben Wilder's going to rewrite him immediately and be done with it.
What an epic round! That was amazing. Let's bring our other contestants back up. I do not envy you guys. You're having to do this because this is a really killer argument. Todd, what are your thoughts here?
I gotta go with Tanner with this one. I don't know. Just felt his argument was more compelling, and Van Wilder he is gonna just get distracted by Nancy. I mean,
Probably true. Peapod.
I was leaning towards Tanner, but that rebuttal from Andrew and a lot of his arguments really kind of took him down a notch. So I gotta give it to Andrew.
Perfect. All right. We have finished our first round of the show. We're going to move into second round and repair everybody. The next pairing is going to be Peapod and Tanner. See if you guys can figure out. Have you figured out yet what the theme is? Did you figure out the first round?
Yeah, I'm feeling like I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this round, Peapod, you have James Bond. And I know what you want to ask, but you'll find out in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, Tanner, you have got Joe Bang from Logan Lucky. Okay. Peapod, your second player, is David Dunn from Unbreakable. Okay. Tanner, you have Harry Stamper from Armageddon. All right. This is a new scenario. I hope you've watched this show because it's a ridiculous show. Have you watched Wipeout? Pretty much, I think the producers try to kill everyone during that show.
Right.
At least get them very wet. So you're going to be trying to maneuver your two characters through a Wipeout course. Okay? And leading out this round is Peapod. Ready?
Okay.
Your time begins.
All right, so you have two unstoppable forces, James Bond, who is the master spy, master manipulator, master in weapons, versus a regular man that really has intoned himself into the atmosphere he is in and around and the people around him, and really the definition of a gut feeling. So you take these two crazy things that are usually with people, but against all the obstacles, whether it's, weather, whether it's, interesting situations, whether it's terrorists. You put them into a world that is built for terrorism to scare and face off against anybody. I think these two gentlemen will do their best through all the obstacles, through all the craziness, to find success no matter what situation they are in, and they both can really work well in a tight spot, therefore perfect for successful against a wipeout course.
Hey, Tanner. Oh, you're muted.
Well, that doesn't help. Okay, so James Bond might be a great spy and everything, but if you know anything about James Bond, his first mission of every movie, he fails in some horrible way, and that sets up the entire movie. I'm thinking a wipeout course is probably where we're starting this James Bond feature, because there's no way he's bringing down Joe Bang and Harry from Armageddon. First of all, we got Bruce Willis's Harry, who is able to maneuver a spaceship, for God's sake, onto an asteroid and move dexterously through all of the debris and whatnot. Wipeout's going to be no big deal. Not a big deal. Joe Bang, however, is a little more grounded in his acrobatics, let's say. So the movie, I have only seen parts of it. However, I do know Daniel Craig's performance to be extremely physical and into it with...
Hold that thought. Peapod.
In any situation that James Bond and both David Dunn can do, they maneuver. Yes, both Joe Bang and Harry are good under pressure and under situations, but they're not cracking a safe. They're not rewiring or re-maneuvering a common. It is obstacles flying at you. And what's James Bond perfect at dealing with? Things flying at him. And David Dunn, of course, the man understands what's going on, and he has a hard time getting hurt, obviously. So, both these situations, both these men in a world that everything and anything is flying at them, whether they succeed or not, they can still maneuver through a course. Joe Bang and Harry, both intelligent in their situations, they can't do the physical action outside of running away maybe from a cop or space junk.
Perfect.
Okay, David Dunn isn't going to be able to make it through the course. If there's one thing I know about Wipeout, there's water everywhere. He gets splashed once, he goes down, he's in a puddle of water now. He's likely going to die. Spoiler alert, not a great ending. So he's out of the equation from the get-go, leaving James Bond by himself, as we already said, not always the best at missions, especially if we're looking at specifically Daniel Craig's James Bond. He's not really the parkour type as we see in Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. He usually opts to go through things as opposed to over them or around them or anything like that, which is the exact opposite of my two contestants here. So you've got a guy who's down and likely drowning, and then a guy who just wants to shoot his way out and bulldoze through some hurdles, rather. And that's not really the object of the game or the show. So I think when you look at it, you might come out of the gate strong and just fall flat on your face. That is my rebuttal.
Perfect. All right, let's bring everybody on to see what they think. Andrew, you have something to say?
Okay, why you got to do my man dirty like that? Look, I'm going to give the point to Tanner for his rebuttal because he mentioned the only person who has a weakness, and that is David Dunn's weakness to water. I'm a huge James Bond fan, and I will say this. He won that just because you got paired with David Dunn. That's the only reason he wins that, because he mentioned it.
Knowing your material helps. Todd, what do you think?
I gotta say, I'm gonna go with Tanner again. If the guy has a weakness to water and Wipeout, you're getting knocked in water. I mean, that's it.
And I also have to mention, so Tanner successfully argued the absolute opposite of what's the truth. Daniel Craig was known for his hardcore parkour in that first book.
I did. I know. And it killed me inside because Daniel Craig is my favorite James Bond, and he killed it in that opening scene of Casino Royale, but I had to put on the poker face.
It was so good. I think you were only saved by Peapod not getting a rebuttal after you. Perfect. So it's a good way of showing how to use your argument when, because if you use that first round, you'd have been caught.
Yep.
Well played. All right, let's get our next round put together here. You guys ready? You're still in the wipeout course. This is still chaos. They're probably shooting foam at you. They're definitely trying to knock you into the water, okay? Okay. Todd.
Yes.
Your first person is Benoit Blanc, which you may not recognize, but it's the main character from Knives Out.
From what?
Knives Out.
Okay.
He's a detective.
Okay.
Okay. Andrew, you have. I'm going to say Michael, but I think it's Mikkel Blomquist from The Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. Also playing a detective. Isn't that crazy? Todd, your second character is Malcolm Crowe from The Sixth Sense.
Malcolm Crowe from The Sixth Sense, okay.
And Andrew, you've got James Cole from 12 Monkeys. You guys have got two of the exact same actors for both rounds, so. Okay. Use your time to steal research if you need to. All right. First person in is going to be Todd's round.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. So we got two, and what's that? What sort of thing? American Ninja Warrior again?
Nope, you're at Wipeout.
Oh, Wipeout. Okay, so I've not watched that show. Basically, we're dealing with two guys that are very skilled in what they do and intelligent, so they definitely will analyze their course before they go to do it. But before they do anything, looking at the obstacles, and they'll probably be watching. I mean, I think whoever goes first probably has an advantage, but I think in the end, the guy from Knives Out is going to win simply because he's not dead. And that's the way it's going to happen. You know?
Perfect.
Spoiler.
Oh, no. Yeah, what are we doing? We shouldn't spoil things.
Yeah, I mean...
There you go, Andrew.
So, yeah, definitely Malcolm ain't going to make it anywhere because he can't interact with anything. Therefore, he's not going to be able to run across the course and wipe out. But Michael, Girl with Dragon Tattoo was very emotionally tragic and really hard on him. This isn't MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. This is Wipeout. This is going to be a piece of cake for him to walk through this, even with a bunch of stuff hitting him in the junk, because that's basically what happened in that movie anyway. James Cole, on the other hand, look, this man literally watched himself die as a child. Again, Wipeout's not going to be a big thing for him. He's not afraid of water. He'll get in there, get knocked out, get back up, because that's what the goal was in 12 Monkeys, was to go back, learn from the mistakes, and try and stop this horrible thing from happening, which he failed miserably at. But that's not the point. The point is he tried and tried all the time, which is what really matters in Wipeout.
Well argued. Todd.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, I think, at the time he's going to try to go back in time and fix things. But in the end, Daniel Craig's character is going to anticipate that, and he's going to, and he'll have a counter. He's going to do his homework, and not much homework you can do against a dead guy because he's dead and he can't. And we probably won't even know he's there. There we go.
All right.
One against himself.
Perfect.
Well, can I steal that 17 seconds that he had left?
Yeah.
The the Kentucky Fried Detective that was in Knives Out's not really going to be good on the sleuthing here to try and figure his way out around this wipeout course. He's more in that laid back, kind of slow walking across the course. That's not what this course is about. This course is about speed. This course is about motivation. This course is about finding that end and getting there. And James is going to be finding that end to get there out of Benoit's Benoit Blanc's set to get into it. And Michael, Michael, he's had a bad time. He's going to do his best to get out of there and get back to what he's good at, and that is detective work. He ain't got time for this course, so he's going to run across there, avoid those punches like he always does from all those many horrible people that he has to deal with tattoos, and get up there and hit that buzzer to win. So it is going to be Michael and James without a second's hesitation. They are going to take the top on this.
Perfect. Great job, both of y'all. Loved it. All right, let's bring our other contestants back on. Lightning fast, Tanner, what do you have to say?
Okay, I got to go with Andrew on this one. For the sole reason being that Todd got paired with a ghost, and Andrew pointed it out, and Todd just kind of went with it. You got to point out that ghost strengths, man. If you would have pointed out the strength that he brings to the team, it might have been more of a tough sell for me. But really, that was just the nick in the armor, and we just kept driving it home,
All right, Peapod.
Pretty much he nailed the nail on the head with Andrew, and also he did a rebuttal in a southern drawl, and I really appreciated that. So he gets the win on this one.
We have seen people win this game by doing voices, so depends on how good you are. And yes, my husband and I also think that Daniel Craig's version of Benoit is definitely Foghorn Leghorn, and that's totally cool with us. He can do that all the time he wants. It's so funny that the accent is not the same as Joe Bang, but why they keep putting him in Southern accent roles, I don't know.
British people know how to do Southern accents very well.
Well, and I will say the Southern accent is what got me in the seat, and then I stayed for the story, but I definitely came for the Southern accent.
Absolutely.
You stayed for the sweaters, didn't you, Tanner?
It was the sweaters, yeah. You got me.
Okay, so we finished our second round. We've got a third round pairing, which is going to be Peapod and Andrew. All right, we're playing a new televised game, but this one is from a bygone era. I wonder if either of you are old enough to know this game. Do you remember American Gladiator? Okay. I love the giggles. Tell me yes. You know what American Gladiator is. Perfect. Okay, so Peapod, you're going to be hitting that course against those really tough gladiators with Han Solo. Okay. But Andrew's got Indiana Jones.
This is going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. All right, but don't worry, Peapod, because you also have Hudson Hawk. Yeah. And then, Andrew, you're paired up with Butch Coolidge, which you might not recognize that name, but if I say Pulp Fiction, you'll probably figure it out. Yeah. Butch, the pugilist. Okay. American Gladiator is your setting. And coming out first is Peapod. Go.
Okay, well, both these gentlemen know how to shoot things very well in American Gladiators, especially when you face off in the taking on the guy with the tennis ball looking thing. Can shoot very well, Also, both of these guys can know how to, dash and dodge and get out of situations real quick and in really wacky situations. Of course, Han Solo being a smuggler and a playboy of some sorts and really can weasel his way in and out sometimes of situations, whether it's very smooth or very obnoxiously. Both these gentlemen, and plus Hudson Hawk is cowboy of sorts. What's there to say about cowboys? They can figure things out, especially with no matter how wacky things could get. So I feel like both these gentlemen could survive in the weird, wild 80s world of American Gladiators and the fantastic hair with them.
Andrew.
Look, it doesn't matter what Sky, Blaze, or Laser does to anybody. Indiana Jones is going to be able to whip his way across Universal Studios. He's already done it once. He'll do it again. He did it already when he was over in Walt Disney. Over there at the MGM Studios, he whipped his way across that studio, no problems whatsoever. He'll make easy work of these gladiators. Butch, hey, come on, he's a boxer. He goes 4 or 5 different rounds all day, every day, not a problem. Remember, he was paid to take a dive. He didn't take the dive. He killed that man right there in the middle of the ring in front of everybody to watch. He knows how to fight. He knows how to hit hard, and he will hit hard. Indiana Jones, also not afraid to kill a man. Sometimes you do just got to shoot a man with a sword. So it's not going to be a hard fight for them to get across there and hit that final buzzer. Oh, they're throwing tennis balls at you? No big deal. Indiana Jones is going to be able to whip one of those and throw it right back up that laser up there. No problem whatsoever.
All right, Peapod.
Look, a whip can only do so far, and Han shot first. So we know he's trigger happy. We know that Indiana Jones and Butch can handle themselves in situations. But Han and Hudson know violence, know chaos, know how to get through it all. And what's more chaotic than in the 80s and all of the jacked up steroid men and women that are involved in a small closed studio in front of a live audience. Both these men thrive on the audience and the egos and everything. And Indiana Jones and Butch will be too concerned of their well-being and the well-being of others, while Han and Hudson don't care. So both of them can go through it all and take everything on, and maybe also pay off somebody else, and also maybe kiss one of the American Gladiator girls, because why not? It's doesn't matter.
Go, Andrew.
I don't know if you watched The Force Awakens. Can you tell me what happens to Han Solo when he crosses bridges? I'm pretty sure he falls. I think he's still falling. Might want to check on him. Whereas Indiana Jones doesn't have a problem crossing those gaps. Remember, that whole cave area, he goes in that cave, throws that bit, swings across it. The tree breaks. He still makes it across it. We got to ask Han how he does. Oh, that's right. He's still falling. And when it comes to Hudson Hawk, yeah, sure, great, no big deal. Again, Butch is a boxer. Okay? He's just going to walk up and that's it. You haven't been hit by Mike Tyson? Yeah, nobody talks right after that. No, that's the end of them. They're done. That's what's going to be like for Butch. He's going to walk right up, walk right over those guys, walk right over the gladiators. Not a problem whatsoever. Going to just shove them right where it doesn't shine, just like he did to John Travolta. I was really hoping that was going to end a little better, but yeah.
Oh, let's bring everyone else on.
Wow.
Tanner, what do you have to say?
Okay, that was, I don't really do sports ball, but that's what I assume a really good sports ball match is like. Just like one person firing back at the other. Peapod started out strong. Andrew came back with a great rebuttal. I was on Andrew's side. Peapod came back, and I was about to say this. If you don't say Han shot first in your rebuttal after he's talking about shooting, you would have automatically lost. But you brought it right back and continued on with a great rebuttal, and I thought there's no way Andrew can top this. But unfortunately, I think he did. He pointed out most of Han's weaknesses, where Indiana Jones actually shines. And although they both had some pretty questionable outings in their older age, he managed to really keep the heat on Han while showing Indy's strengths. And that put him over for me.
Love it. Well said. Todd, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I gotta say Andrew actually really did it for me, because he mentioned, the bridge thing. Han does not do good with bridges, and Indy, he's got that whip to just go right over. Plus, he could that whip could probably help him out on that movable hill. I remember from American Gladiators, so he's just got an advantage.
This is true. I like all. It was a really tough round to score, honestly, because they both had their mic drop moments that I was just like, how are they going to recover from that?
Right, and then they did. That's nuts.
Does anyone need Band-Aids? Do we need to like call in the Band-Aid round? Okay, is everyone okay?
I mean, after his rebuttal got me, I'm like, oh man, yeah, he got me on this one. And you know what? It was if I had to go down, I'm glad I went down with that one.
And honestly, it's only because he got the last word. You know, if you would have got your chance to rebuttal, I'm sure it would have been just as good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's that John Travolta drop that really helps.
It does. All right, let's get Todd and Tanner on. All right, remember, we're still doing American Gladiator. I used to watch this when I was growing up, man. I was obsessed, so.
Hey, it was always WWF for me.
Yeah, that too. But you watch those on the same day, right? I think, pretty sure.
Yeah. You'd have than wrestling than American Gladiators.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, Todd, your first contestant is, you get Rick Deckard from Blade Runner.
Oh, yes.
Okay? But not to worry, Tanner, you've got President James Marshall from Air Force One.
All right.
All right, Todd, paired up with Rick, you've got David Addison from Moonlighting.
Okay.
Much older show, so you might have to look that up real fast if you haven't watched before. And paired up for Tanner is Joe Hollenbeck, last Boy Scout. I gave you guys tough second pairings. I apologize. Starting out is Todd.
All right. Okay. Two guys, Decker, who have the athletic skills to compete, and definitely, like have the speed. They have the speed. And I mean, because Deckard, he went toe to toe with a replicant, with Roy Batty, so he's able to handle himself, physically, like in the joust or whatever, that is. And then, who's the other guy again? Oh, from Moonlighting. What am I saying? He's also he's a skilled guy. He's crafty, so he could probably figure out, ways to get around, some of the more bumpy obstacle courses in American Gladiators. Definitely, both of them would be able to dodge the bullet balls or whatever they were from back in the day. And I think they both will be. Yeah.
All right, Tanner.
Okay, President Marshall is obviously a really patriotic guy. Have you seen what they wear in American Gladiator? I mean, it's patriotic as it gets. So he's going to have an automatic, just like field advantage being dressed in red, white, and blue. And that's going to drive him to the finish. We know this is a driven guy. He made it to the presidency and then managed to overtly stop a hijacking on Air Force One. I mean, the dude isn't going to be stopped by some pugil sticks. And then we got Joe, who is literally an athlete. Not only that, we got the buddy cop dynamic again with Joe. So he's going to have a field advantage having somebody working alongside him. And what kind of athlete is Joe, you asked? He's a football star. Okay, so you got football, which is one of America's pastimes, not the pastime. I still am pretty partial to baseball. However, he is still a football star, which is going to give him that patriotic burst that he needs to compete right alongside President Marshall. Ready for a rebuttal.
Todd, let him have it.
All right, well, patriotism's great and all, but I don't think it's going to help you against Nitro and Zap and some of whoever the other guys were. These guys, Decker, I mean, he hunts down replicants for, he hunts down cyborgs for a living, so he can handle the strength of Nitro. And Bruce Willis, he's a, guy from Moonlighting, he's smooth. He could get away, he can figure out his way through things. I never really watched the show, so, but in the end, Deckard, so it's easy for him to take on the almost robotic human cyborgs that are the gladiators. As for the other guy, he's good.
Well, okay, so you pointed out some good points about Decker. However, kind of pointed out you hadn't seen Moonlighting. That's because it's not a really powerful character. There's not much there that's going to drive him through American Gladiator. And Decker might be able to take on cyborgs, but pose this question to you. Is he himself a cyborg? If he is, perhaps there is some sort of origami unicorn or something like that we can just leave to mesmerize him, send him into some sort of trance, whatever. We're going to play that angle. It kind of depends on what cut of the movie we're talking, I suppose. But we're going to go with the fact that he is, in fact, himself a replicant. And if that is true, my friend, then all we got to do, we're going up mid-swing with the pugil stick. We're going to go this way with the origami unicorn, and then he's going to just freeze up, and then we have all day long to bash in Decker's head. Just a thought. Also, are we going with like OG Decker or old Decker? Because we're going with old Decker. The dude could barely hold a gun. I'm not.
Snap! All right, let's bring everyone back.
Okay, again, that was tough because Decker is one of my favorite characters, and I had to trash him, and that just feels sinful. I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, really. Yeah, me too.
I own a copy of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. That's a hard one to go across. I don't.
You guys want to know something really, really crazy? I went to church for a long time with Nitro.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
We had a gym teacher who, rumor had it, was on American Gladiators as a competitor when I was growing up.
Ooh, nice.
I can't make a choice here. Peapod, what do you think, man?
That's really tough. But I gotta swing a little bit towards Todd. I think he held his own throughout all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go with Todd too, mainly because I got to deduct points from Tanner. They're not cyborgs. Replicants are not cyborgs.
I would like to point out I was just using Todd's verbiage. I was just trying to continue.
But you should have corrected it. Instead, you embraced it.
Oh, no,
you also didn't mic drop with "Get off my plane."
No, that you're right. I deserve.
So it's got to go to Todd because
you're right. You're right. I had it written down too to say that. That was supposed to be my mic drop, and then I missed it. You're right. I know.
I also have to give many points to Todd for his encyclopedic knowledge of the actual American Gladiator show. So.
Although Tanner, you did win points with the hand motions. You get points for hand motions, but yeah, he's still on the plane.
That's fair. That's fair. I had like the flips and everything. I just didn't stick it. It's just that was the analogy there. So.
All right, so I tallied the points, and it looks like in our final round for all of the onions is Andrew and Tanner.
Oof.
There we go.
Match of the century.
It's a super tough round, and I know everyone's watching has probably figured out the reason it's called Four-peat is for every single one of those 3 rounds, our contestants were given as their first person. They're all the exact same actor, and the second person for every single round has been Bruce Willis. So this is a true love fest for Bruno himself. And that is going to continue in this final round, which is all Bruno.
Ooh.
Okay. So your place where you're going to be battling out is a ridiculous game show that I can't look away from called Floor is Lava, which is literally them trying to make it across a room filled with red, food coloring that's supposed to be lava. In the most dramatic fashion. Okay, let's see. I gotta set these up for who's got what. There. Okay. So Tanner, your first person is Lieutenant A.K. Waters from Tears of the Sun. Okay. And Andrew, you got Lieutenant Muldoon from Planet Terror. It's the reaction I like. Okay. Tanner, your second person is Old Joe from Looper. And Andrew, you've got James Ford from Cosmic Sin. It's a much more recent film during the pandemic. Okay?
That was one of his $1 million I show up and go home on Tuesday, right?
It might have been. I'm not going to judge it. So, all right, here we go. You guys got the same amount of arguing as usual. Out of the gate is Tanner.
All right. Yep.
Fight.
So Lieutenant Waters is literally a Navy SEAL. The whole movie is about navigating through Nicaragua. If you can get through the jungles of Nicaragua without being detected, you can jump from a table to a bed over some fake lava. There's really not a whole lot of stress compared to literally being in the jungle with your enemy. Meanwhile, we have Old Joe, who, if you know anything about the Looper world building, the assassins are some of the most daring people in the world, in the universe, right? They are literally killing themselves. Like the cohibas it takes to be able to do that is all of the determination that you're going to need to be able to cross some fake lava again. We also see that he is able to negate his old age and still be able to compete and do physical outings, as we see throughout the entire movie. Really, when you combine the two, there's no chance that they're going down.
All right. Andrew.
Look, Navy SEALs are great. I have nothing against Navy SEAls, except for the Charlie Sheen movie. That was horrible. But he's a Navy SEAL. It doesn't end well in that mission either. They screw up a lot. They lose the command. And if I remember correctly, he is not a SEAL at the end of the film. Whereas Muldoon, zombie apocalypse, man, which he's part of. Like, that kind of beats the floor as lava. He's not dead yet. He's going to keep moving. And James Ford, mechanized suits. Come on, exoskeleton suits, giant guns. You can just shoot rocks down, jump on the rocks. And mechanized suit also means mechanized jump. One jump, I'm done. Bada bing, bada boom, it's over with. And as we know, Bruce Willis likes the bada bing, bada boom, I'm out of here. Look, I got a dinner to go meet at Planet Hollywood, which I own 25% of, even though it doesn't work anymore. That's his whole thing. He wants to get in, he wants to get out quick. Look at all of his appearances. He wants to get in, he wants to get out.
I feel like you kind of shot yourself in the foot there. I mean, having a robotic suit on a lot of these set pieces they have is going to literally sink you. Like that's not what you want in lava. That is the exact opposite of what you're looking for. Also, you mentioned shooting rocks. Why would you want to shoot the rocks, which is your cover? Your whole defense for the character is off. I mean, he's literally going to burn alive. I mean, he's gonna look like Anakin on Mustafar. It's not going to be a good outing. And then, I mean, you're dissing on the Navy SEALs, whereas they literally have to do all this without robotic suits. He is going to win no matter what scenario you put him in. That is what they are trained to do. I don't care about the end of the movie. We're not at the end. We're in the thick of it. This is the climax. If this was the end, we wouldn't be in the middle of a room full of lava. That would be a horrible story. What kind of story ends with you in the middle of lava? No. So I don't want to hear about the end of the story. We're at the climax. We're at the heat of it. My team's got this. Yours is literally sinking after blowing up the rocks.
What kind of movie ends with the team in a thing of lava? I don't know. Any movie that Bruce Willis doesn't show up for the second half of. There's quite a few times where he just like, And that's the end for him. He never shows back up in the film. All right, rocks? That's your cover. Have you not seen competition shows? We don't go one at a time, ladies and gentlemen. We go together. So I'm going to jump on that rock. I'm going to bust that rock. And then I'm just going to go and move along, which is what he's going to do because he's ruthless, he's heartless, and again, he wants to make it to the end. Oh, he's going to look like Anakin on Mustafar? You mean Hayden Christensen, who's coming back for Obi-Wan Kenobi in this highly anticipated TV show? Don't shake your head at me. He gets paid $70 a signature for 30 seconds worth of work every day, and you're jealous and you know it. No robot suits is the exact what you want. You want a robot suit. Who doesn't want to be able to have a robot suit? Gundam, Big O, Power Rangers. Power Rangers have a robot suit. They're great suits. Even their special glittery, stupid ones that they get. Great suits. Everybody wants those. You don't want to be like old Joe and wait for some stupid kid from your past to kill you.
All right. We've argued ourselves to death.
Dude, that was really freaking hard. I'm not going to lie to you. My sister actually guards Coronado. So to dish Navy SEAL, she's going to kick my butt.
Well, hopefully she doesn't watch this.
Yeah, right.
Todd, what do you have to say?
I gotta go with Andrew because he likes the robot suits and everything. You gotta have a robot suit.
Gotta have a robot suit.
Heat proof.
Oh, I like your thought process. Peapod.
That was beautiful back and forth, but I gotta give it to Andrew because A, of the rebuttal, and B, he might not have much time after this world after insulting Navy SEALs or whatever. So I'm gonna have him with a small level of victory and give it to him. Tanner, you fought hard, and I applaud you. You've done very well, though.
Thank you.
Congratulations to everybody who's been competing. It was an epic battle all the way around. I'm super proud of everybody. Andrew, for your efforts, you have $50 to spend anyway, like in our store, Space Cadets, if you need, even if like boring stuff for work. But I would get something really crazy like Pops or something nuts. And Tanner, you've got $25 to spend however you like. Yeah. Woo. See? It's not bad for a couple hours or 1 hour worth of work.
Heck yeah.
Wow, I'm making almost as much as Hayden Christensen does here. This is not bad.
That line killed me.
Honestly, I was glad that I didn't have a rebuttal because if I had to go against Kenobi, I think a little part of me would have died. So, yeah.
And thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you for being on the experience and enjoying this crazy round of Nerdcular Warfare. I will see you guys next time for our next game show. So if you watched this show and thought to yourself, I could argue better than any of those folks, I can take home the prize, or at least I want to try real hard, you should totally get in touch with us. There's information on the screen now to allow you to sign up to be part of this fun thing that we shoot every single week. So you can win prizes and or just go for glory of saying you know more than anybody else, or at least can argue your way out of anything. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us for this episode. We'll see you guys next time for another Nerdcular Warfare.